Now, when is the actual Washington County competition, and how would somebody go about getting applying for that and getting involved?
It will be in September. They can sign up on the website. They need to make sure that they send their transcripts in soon, so it can be evaluated by a proctor. But all the information will be online. They can visit distinguishedyoungwomen.org, and I think that's it.
So what you say, the competition itself is in September. Are there prelims to determine who's going to be able to be in the competition?
That is the prelim. All they have to do is they sign up, and all the girls will come and they will compete. There will be some practices before to teach some choreography for the opening and closing number, and also for the fitness routines. But besides that, all they have to do is sign up, send their transcripts in, and then come the day of the show.
What was the most challenging part of being part of this competition?
Honestly, it was a pleasure just being a part of any of it. When I got to go to the state program, I fell in love with all the girls. They were amazing to be a part of, and we were only together for 4 days, but I feel like I have friendships that will last a lifetime. I actually went back to perform because I was one of the talent winner recipients, and there were some of the girls that I met the previous year that came down, and it was like we had just left off it was like we picked up the conversation right where we left off, and there was nothing about it that ever made me feel nervous or uncomfortable. I felt like I was at home when I was there.
Now, with 5 categories on a county level, does that translate over to the state competition? There's 5 categories?
Yes, sir. It goes up to the state and national level. There will be scholastics, fitness, self-expression, interview, and talent.
So potentially from a state competition point of view, you could have 67 competitors because there's 67 counties. How many counties in Florida have distinguished young women at this point?
As far as I know, I believe there's actually under 20, but there are at-large programs in every area. So say, for instance, there are 30 applicants in the Northwest Florida at-large program. Those 30 applicants can all go and represent their city or county going to the state program.
Okay, so you don't have to have a local organization to get involved.
No, sir.
Well, that's really cool. Is there opportunity for sponsorships? I mean, I'm sure there's some cost associated. Being it's not a pageant, you don't have to worry about a dress or fancy clothes, obviously.
Right.
What costs are involved? Obviously, travel, hotel. What else?
For me, there was the cost of my costume because I danced, so I had to pay for my costume. We actually found my interview suit on eBay, so I think I paid like $25 for my suit, but it was a really awesome suit. My dress was a bridesmaid's dress that we had tailored, and that probably ended up being like $100, and that's not bad for a pageant dress. And then the competition pays for our fitness attire. And for scholastics, obviously, there's nothing to pay for. You just send in your transcripts. Well, I guess there's postage, but it's a very minimal cost for considering all that you get from it. Because if you want to take out the cost of what we've ended up paying for everything and the cash scholarships and the full tuition scholarships, it doesn't even compare.
Now, is there a cost associated with being a part of the county organization?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, There's obviously the attire that is appropriate and needed for interview and your costumes. Yeah,
and I'm not talking about your personal grooming. I'm talking about a membership fee or anything like that. There's no cost to be a part of Distinguished Young Women of Washington County, for instance.
I do not believe so. I do not think there's an application fee, and if there is, it will tell you on the website. Okay, so it is a level playing field. Then, if you can go at large, or you can be would you actually be a member of Distinguished Young Women of Washington County? So there really are members of that organization? Well, since I competed in the at-large, when I won the at-large program, they assigned me to Washington County since that's where I was from. And so I became a representative of Washington County, even though we still didn't have a program at the time.
Gotcha.
But it's a lot better to have a county program just for the support and the other benefits that come along with the county program.
Yeah, okay. Well, and now I'm starting to understand a little bit more about how the nuts and bolts works. So is it like, and I know you shy away from the word pageant, but when you are a pageant queen, when you represent an organization or a festival or a vegetable or a fruit, depending on what the pageant is, right. Miss Watermelon or Miss Possum, you actually reign for a year. Mm-hmm. You have to attend certain functions and events. You represent your county or organization on a state or sometimes regional or national even level, especially with watermelon, for instance. You go to the state and then the national watermelon festivals. As a DYW, do you actually represent your county for a finite period, for instance, a year?
Usually, yes, because and especially in counties, they would give up their title to the upcoming queen, or the honoree, I guess you could say. In my case, because I'm the only one that's ever been awarded in Washington County, I will give up my 2014 title to the 2016 honoree.
Okay. Now, what if and let's just play what if for a minute. What if there was no one from Washington County? Would you retain that title until there was?
I guess. I mean, I'll always be Distinguished Young Woman of Washington County for 2014.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, I'll have that title, so yeah.
Now, you were the first from Washington County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there some place where there's going to be the opportunity for the Wall of Fame? Have you spoken to the county or the city or anybody in Washington County to set up some kind of a memorial where, people would be able to walk into City Hall or the county courthouse, for instance, and this would be a great opportunity with a brand new $9.2 million courthouse. Any opportunities to show the world? Because in my world, at the end of the day, no matter how good you are as a person, scholastically, what titles you got, if we don't tell the whole world about it, then it never happened.
Right.
And to me, the bigger value here is holding you up as a product of Washington County, or as someone from Washington County, at least right now, and saying, hey, here's what we've got, which I guess at the end of the day is really the purpose for the organization anyway, to build the esteem in the woman, but also to show that good people are everywhere.